he might know this, but you deserve a little bit of putting me out to pasture. A little bit of my retirement story.
He sent you all back?
It's not something I like to talk about in public a lot. You know,
we got a mind the game exclusive. We got an exclusive.
When he came in the league, I still felt like the big brother a little bit. You know, I still feel like, I got the upper hand here, right? Then he started becoming who he is, and the pendulum shifted. And so my last 2 years with the Lakers, my second game with the Lakers, I bumped knees in Dame's first game with Dame and broke my tib-fib joint on the inside where it's weight bearing, it's a problem. And it's where the nerve goes. I already had nerve stuff and I was never the same. I spent 2 years working out twice a day just to try to overcome it. So I come back my 18th training camp and I'm like, I've been going so hard trying to get there. I had a pretty good first preseason game. I can't remember how, I think we drove home to San Diego, I had a back spasm the next morning. I was just like, then I don't know, I was doing all right, and then I was like, another flare up, and it's just like my nerves were messed up. I couldn't recover. And I was like, well, I gotta find out. So I had a week since I'd last played, and I was like, we're playing them in preseason. I'm like, I gotta find out. I have to play hurt. Yeah. Can I play hurt? Or else, what's the point, right? And so we went to play these guys preseason, Ontario, California, or somewhere. I don't even remember this. And
I remember the game.
We came,
Ontario. I knew it.
We came out. I'm guarding Steph. I think they put up 50 in the first quarter. Maybe it was 45, but it felt like a 50 piece, right? He's running everywhere. I'm back is broke, everything's jacked. I couldn't have stopped him if I was 100%. And I'm dragging around. Stevie Kerr's putting me in every action. I'm looking over at Steve
what the fuck? Are you kidding
Stevie?
me?
I think that we know. We know.
He's over there smiling too.
They're laughing at me. Alvin Gentry over there laughing at me. Like, no, I just want to see what you got. I'm like, man, literally 4 more days of thinking on it. I was like, I think it's time. I think it's time. And that was it. I called Mitch.
You put him out of his misery. You called Mitch and said,
called Mitch and was
my
like,
hero.
You put me out.
Oh man, that's classic.
Next thing I know, he showed up at practice, was teaching us pick and roll.
Hey, if you can't beat him,
join it.
One this way and one this way.
Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah. Thank you for doing this. It's our first official golf podcast.
Yeah, they heard mind the game, and they thought the game was basketball today. It was actually not. We say mind the team.
I was watching the Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh, the break 50?
Break 50. I knew you were good. I was losing my mind. I only watched half.
Yeah.
You matched him.
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's being kind.
As you could, it was my first shot. I lost my mind too. There's a little small gallery behind.
Oh, there was.
That was following us. And so I knew the whole concept. I knew it was Bryson's a week before the Ryder Cup. I'm like, all right, it's go time. And it's the best best golf I've played in my life.
I think Bryson asked you a question like who was your inspirations? Obviously, in the game that we all love.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Steve and you mentioned Reggie, and obviously Reggie makes so much sense and it's terrifying to competitors like myself and all the competition over the years. What made you kind of watch those guys from the beginning? It's funny that I'm sitting across from you talking about the life.
So that's, we all got history in the game, playing against each other and the whole deal, but my rookie year, we played in a preseason game outside in Palm Springs at
Indian Wells Tennis Center.
In Indian Wells. It was my first time actually seeing him on the court, and to the point of inspiration.
Super intimidating.
Just seeing him across. I still do some of your when you're in the starting line or the national anthem, the line. You used to do the little leg stuff. I still do it. It was I was watching everything you did from across the court. But growing up, I knew I was a pass first type of point guard.
Yeah.
my dad had to actually tell me.
Bullshit.
Nah, call Del Curry right now. He'd tell you they actually had to tell me to shoot more.
Was like, no,
I was
not in this house.
Not in this house. You ain't gonna be that. But I always like just loved the creativity. Being like, I felt like we had similar statures where. As a point guard, being able to, handle being in the trees, getting the ball where you needed to. You saw angles that didn't even make sense. Your change of speed, you could control the tempo, got everybody involved. Like there was just something fun about that. That is the way that I, wanted to play. Fast forward to Davidson, I was a 2 guard and had to kind of expand. There's a video of me as a 10-year-old running around with a Reggie jersey. Just because, I just love his competitiveness and the way he moved off the ball. But I didn't know like that would be a huge part of my game once I got to like how am I going to actually make it to the league type vibe. But your style was like exact. I just tried all the behind the back passes, this day, one-handed, left-handed, like all that type of stuff. Just seeing the floor a little differently. It felt like he was kind of the model for that. So.
Yeah. And what about your pops too? Obviously the inspiration that you saw every day, but like as your pops being a pro itself, anything like you took from his game, like the quick
release was crazy. Yeah. Every video you see of him, sitting in the corner, one one dribble, and then the quick release. He had the high arcing release too.
Yeah,
I couldn't get that, so it was like almost comparison and contrast of
right.
I want to be a great shooter, I want to have a quick release, but I also have to own my own form.
Right.
I can't really.
It has to go in at the end of the day.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You got to feel comfortable with what you're doing.
But did you guys ever talk about it, like quick release? Or you just
we talked about
it?
that a lot. When I was in high school, changing my form, I used to do like the little slingshot situation, and to the point of seeing, when I watched myself on camera, it was like, that thing looked like it takes forever to get up there. But to your point, it went in. But as I got to varsity, I was like, it's probably not going, that thing's getting swatted to the 8th row.
And you was able to dissect that.
My dad.
Your dad, okay.
My dad called it out as I was making that transition. I wasn't with it at first. I was, because I knew he was going to have to break down all the fundamentals of everything that I felt comfortable with to then master like a new form.
It felt like it too much.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to do extra credit on the home. I already know the formula. Like, I got to recreate it, and obviously it worked.
But I feel like someone who loves shooting, shot 1 million shots, always, obsessed with it, watching you shoot. Like, I think I have a bit of a classic shot. I get it to like Clay, get into the pocket and shoot. Yeah. What I think you brought to the game, and I'd love for you to tell me I'm full of it, is you don't really stop. So like you talked about this shot as a kid to now it's the same shot but up here. Like I don't really feel like you stop, and if you do, it's like this split second.
Only probably on like just standard catch and shoot where I always tell people, like I would teach Clay's form to anybody who said, hey, how do I shoot a basketball? I would like pull up a clip of Clay.
Perfect.
And it's just, that's freaking perfect. 10 out of 10, no notes, right? But to your point, it helped me off the dribble because it's kind of, I'm gonna call it unorthodox, but it is a one-piece shot that no matter if you're really all the way on balance or just off, or if you got it on the right hand, left hand off the dribble, like whatever it is, I kind of can get it here quick enough that
through the zone,
and I still have all of my power.
Yep.
I don't lose anything through that. So that's helped me, especially at 6'3", like in the league. No matter who's in front of you, you really feel like I have a chance. As long as I get them to drop their hands a little bit, I can get it up there quick, and I don't want to have any wasted motion.
Was that by design, or was that just happened?
That's just how I shot it. There wasn't much thought to that part, other than when I was in high school doing that transformation, I guess you call it.
Because I also feel like that is a part of your range, is that you, like, instead of stopping and having to use all your legs, you're using it all in one motion. So, like, he just kept backing up. And it's like, where's this going?
And it's like a flick. Like I got an opportunity to see it this, last summer. First time I was joining forces, I got to see it after practice every day, just like a flick. It didn't matter.
Right.
Certain guys in our league, or certain, basketball players all over the world, they have to get in a certain pocket. And in order for them to even get to here or how, it's like when he touched the ball, by the time he does what he needs to here, it doesn't matter where it's coming from. It come from here, quick. Like, and that's a great question. It's like, did did you learn that, or it just kind of happened? And it's like, no, it's
kind of natural.
It's kind of just natural.
Getting
It just
reps up.
happened.
Yeah. Like there's always a reset, like summertime. When you're working on mechanics, like my guy Brandon Payne, we'll talk about it. And if I miss 2 or 3 in a row, and you start looking, I'll know it's because I don't have the ball. Like if we're talking middle of the frame, I don't have it more middle to right. Like I'm more kind of doing that, and it's just you get a little lazy, right? But I still have to call that out. But then once you get into the game and the flow, there's not much thought to it.
But it's interesting because like necessity is the mother of invention.
100%.
You kind of invented something. Like you've gone on to be the greatest shooter of all time by like a long margin. Like range, accuracy, dexterity, off the move, left, right, leaning in, leaning back, like you do it all. But like I don't know if you could do that if you had picture perfect form. I'm not saying you don't, but you invented a way of going through the zone. Like you said, off the dribble, like it's up.
Yeah.
And that gave you more range, and that gave you more dexterity. Like, by the way, it's not really recreatable. I'm not telling kids, hey, it's so, you know.
But so Bruce Frazier, like we use you as an example a lot when I'm doing the breakdown drill. Like I'll do like pregame stuff or after practice stuff, where to the point of being able to get to my base, like he'll bring you up as a demonstration of like you had such a solid foundation where,
get your hips down.
You get your hips down, get low, like you're feeling every part of your foot, your feet, and you're using all of that force to kind of get through.
Pushing in the ground.
And that's a foundation you have to have to then build off of that, creativity and that looseness up top.
Yes.
So that's part of the natural progression of foundation to confidence to then, okay, now I can experiment a little bit. So maybe it's not necessarily a thought, it's like you hammer that down so much that now I have the ability to say, okay, what's going to help me in the game? Or if I need to stay out of the trees, I can get my range back. That's in there because I have this. And if I still have to go back to that well though. Like we do our stuff at the free throw line where you're doing like the spins and you got to be in balance. That's your world. Like that's what I learned.
But I also think one of the most impressive things, I know we're going to talk about a lot of things, but the most impressive thing is that you came in, 6'2", whatever, and obviously super skinny. Super skinny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember, like, super skinny, fresh out of Davidson, super skinny, and obviously, our league, throughout the course of a season, flights and everything, can be taxing on your body.
Yeah.
I think one of the most impressive things that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to you is that the weight and the strength that you've put on and still being able to shoot the ball in that capacity. There's a lot of guys that we've seen come in at a certain weight or a certain, body frame, and they're told to put on weight or they're told to put on strengths, and it can affect their shot. And it's actually, there's no way it could have made it better, but shit, it seems like nothing ever changed. How was that? Like, did that worry you in the beginning? Like, oh shit, y'all tell me I got to get stronger now?
Funny story. So like my rookie year in training camp, so I came in as a shooter in the draft. Don Nelson was my coach, and going through training camp, summer league started. I think I probably shot like low 30s from three in training or in summer league. And then you're coming into training camp, a couple months later, like still working, getting through, trying to get comfortable with where shots are coming from. And Don Nelson, he went in the weight room, because to your point, I came in 180 pounds maybe. They were trying to get me in the weight room, doing all these lifts and stuff. I'm shooting like trash in training camp like the first week. He walked in there and cussed out everybody in the room. It was like, y'all killing the shot. He's lifting too much weight. And to me, I didn't know that as a concept, because I always just wanted to get stronger. Like most of it was just vanity. Like, hey, look
better in the jersey.
All these mirrors around here, y'all telling me I gotta look like this.
I'm trying to look like the pop. Like, give me something. But I didn't even think about it in terms of shot. I know that there's a range of like body composition that matters to making sure everything moves right. So if you're doing a big transformation, it can't change how your body moves. I never thought I could get to that point, but then when he called it out, I was like, wait, are they really messing up my shot? But that balance of being able to appropriately like get your body to move efficiently, like a lot of it to me is core strength. Like if we're talking specifics, everything's about the foundation. Like, how does your body move through that range where you have, complete control of, your movement patterns? Not necessarily like brute strength, but efficiency, right?
Stability,
Yeah,
for sure.
patterns. I want to talk about or hear about like your summer routine, your shooting routine, this legendary work ethic. But you came in the league with ankle problems. And physical therapists will tell you that the glutes, hips strength has a lot of connection to ankle stability. It takes, obviously, a lot of the pressure off the ankles. When you went through all that stuff, first of all, like, I'd love to hear, looking back, were you ever worried? Like, is this it for me? Like, am I gonna be put in this little box of can't move like I wanna move? And then two, getting that hip strength. I've heard about your deadlift strength and stuff like that. Walk us through that a little bit.
Yeah, after my second year, had my first surgery, and tell my wife, like, there was a moment in rehab, sitting in the basement of my house in Charlotte, like a 3.5, almost 4 month rehab just on that, to the point where I wasn't even rolling my ankle, like landing on somebody. I was doing the one where, we catching in transition, I'm pushing off, and that thing would flip, and I look back like, what?
Drop
like
something.
Bambi legs, like literally, like I just couldn't stay on my feet.
Wow.
And to your point about learning your body, right? Like learning how it moves, learning what.
You didn't have that problem in
muscles-
college?
No.
You know
I
what?
rolled my ankle one time in college, the traditional way, where I was coming down the lane, going up for a layup, and planted it on somebody's foot and rolled it. That was my junior year. But I didn't really have anything coming in that was of concern. But to the point of the volume of games in the league, the physical, you mentioned the physicality of the league, travel, all that stuff. I got weaker. I wasn't doing the things to keep up with the pace. And then it caught up to me where the whole chain was compromised. And I had to learn all of that on the fly post the second surgery, because first we thought it was like, is it the shoes I'm wearing? Is it, I got those big Forrest Gump looking ankle braces that I still wear now. And you're just like, what is the problem? I feel strong, I feel
doing everything
quick on my
right.
feet, I feel coordinated, but I can't necessarily get through a full season. So learning your body, learning breaking it down from the beginning of, to your point, core strength, glute strength, the entire chain that can show itself if, in strength or weakness down in your ankles. And for me, like, the most boring, monotonous work you've ever done in your life, right? Every day.
The little muscles.
The little muscles, proprioception type stuff, movement patterns. And there was definitely some dark days of, one, you get in this league. I remember when we came to your camp in my junior year, UNCP gave us this whole freaking just speech on, y'all think y'all nice now, but y'all, when you get to the league, everything resets. Like, you have to earn your way. And I'm thinking that just means like production on the court. Right. I ain't know nothing about the off the court stuff, you know what I mean? So that was the learning curve of trying to figure out how you're gonna survive in this league. And if I couldn't even be available, how do I even know, am I good enough? Can I get to that level? And there was a lot of fear and doubt in that moment, for sure. Because you feel so far away from yourself.
But especially if you know, like, I know I belong, I know my game translates, but my body is not even allowing me to get to that point. So you can only imagine, like, frustration. Like, like I know my work ethic, I know the work I've put in, but shit, my body is not even allowing me to even get to that, to even show what I'm capable of doing too. So definitely, for sure.
Especially those early days when you're like trying to prove yourself.
Yeah,
show
for sure.
everyone I belong.
You have those little moments, you have a couple good games, you're like, oh yeah, I belong here.
Yeah.
Having said that, that struggle kind of made you who you are.
Yeah.
Right? Like, as far as the shooting, like, it went up like, with the strength in the hips, came the strength in the ankles, came the dynamic movement. Like, I mean, your fitness levels, we'll get to the style of play, but if it wasn't for that process, it's almost like you maybe you didn't shoot 42% from 27. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think there's an understanding of not taking anything for granted, even to this stage in terms of longevity, that I learned then, that it's carried, to this day, of how I approach, the off season, how you approach the recovery days, how you approach even just priming yourself for a practice. Like, I can't just walk on the court. Like, there's steps you gotta take, I think we gonna hype each other up a lot in this thing, but like walking into the locker room last year, for the Olympic journey, we hadn't played with each other. I'd heard about the work ethic and the sheer volume of time and how he takes care of his body. But when you see somebody on that level, couldn't beat him to the gym in the morning, but it was like the idea there was just an energy of like, we all know this is the stuff that makes you who you are on the court, that's gonna prepare you for the moments when the lights are bright. I don't even think we talked about it. It was just an unspoken, like, this is what you do. And I learned that, early in the process to know, like, don't take that for granted so that you can be your best self. And it's like, there's no accident when it comes to
for sure
being who you are. So no matter how you learn it, how you get there.
Yeah. Tell me about, like, as someone that was obsessed with shooting too, needed to be able to shoot at our size, or else your ceiling is right. Yeah, I mean, what was your approach and your routine, and like how did it develop and how did it change? Like, as a kid, you just go out and shoot because you love to shoot. And then you're like, oh, Dad says I should practice, and you hear people, you start practicing purposefully. Then, you know what I mean? Then you get to college. How did it go through to, like, now you have this, you're chasing greatness? Like, I've seen you in person. We've worked together. I watch you from afar. Like, everything is intentional.
Yeah.
Like, tell me about, like, how you approach shooting.
I always talk to kids now, like, nobody should have to tell you to go to the gym, right? Like, as a kid, I was that type of kid. I was blessed to have the opportunity to find a gym wherever. My dad played in the league, so it's not like, the access wasn't there, but it wasn't, he couldn't be the one telling me, it's 8 o'clock, like, 7 o'clock, what are we doing today? Like, if I'm not the one pushing that, like, start there. And it always became just a joy of, the game and finding ways to, get a little bit better. It sounds real cheesy when you think about it, but the idea of every day, like, I was just exploring, like, trying stuff, never really satisfied with, the level that I was shooting. Even if I had the greatest workout, I'm probably thinking about the couple of misses that I had and how can I get better the next session. And from there, you just expose yourself to different, thought processes, different, approaches to training. Like, I have my trainers now who I've been with for the last 15 years, but like, I was always curious, coming through of being uncomfortable.
Hear that, kids?
Yeah.
Curious, want to learn.
Being uncomfortable, getting in gyms that, kids that are better than me. The workouts where, like, if you're not getting anything out of it, there's that internal voice that's like, I probably coasted today. Like, oh no, I did something, I got something out of this today. And then you start to just do that more and more and more, and the reps start to build up. More specifically though, when I got to the league, I thought I was preparing myself for the NBA journey and the pre-draft workouts and stuff. But I was still at Davidson, still doing like college type workouts. And I caught up this guy, Edon Ravine, who I had met through my agent, and he's like, yo, come out to Baltimore, to Maryland for a couple weeks and let's just work out. And I have this kind of approach to how to get you ready for these workouts, and then for summer league and all that, just a leap of faith, just in terms of am I really going to get somebody? But I was curious, and like I said, I was going to put myself in an arena where I could either learn what to do or what not to do, or what worked or what not worked. And the hardest 2 weeks of my life, where you really had to determine, like, how bad do you want it? He put me through hell. But to the point of, like, really earning it, that's where that kind of set me off on the journey. Worked out with CP over that summer leading into my rookie year, really learned what it meant to be a professional. Like, I was just around people that knew what they were talking about, and thankfully, kind of pushed me in the right direction.
Yeah, and obviously you didn't know. When we talk about shooting a lot, obviously, you didn't know what you were doing.
No.
But at what point did you realize how transcendent what you were doing on the floor to the masses? When did you figure out, holy shit, Steph, what you're doing on the floor is transcending a whole generation of players? Obviously, you didn't know early on. You're just shooting it. You're just out there, doing your thing. But when did it click to you? You started looking around, was like, oh wow, that kid is.
That's a great question.
Because you ruined the game. Like, it's destroyed.
Completely destroyed.
When Mark
10 ball, one dribble.
Jackson-
Yeah, Steph.
When Mark Jackson got back on the telecast after he coached us, and he said it on the telecast, and he was taken out of context of just like, or too strongly in the sense that he was just being funny. Not talking about how watching his kids play in a game. He's like, oh, he's ruining the game. I walk into high school gyms now, and they're just coming across that court.
They're just shooting it.
I'm trying to think of the first moment though. It's like,
because you know, obviously you know it.
Yeah,
you know it.
When Trey Young came in the league, and that was like the first person who they said was like the next me, even though he's a different player. And I known him when he was in high school. Like, that was like the first time you're like, one, I'm getting a little older, but these kids that are watching you, who are now emulating their game after the way that you play, or like there's now expectations on said person to be you or play like you. That might be the first time I thought about it. I really experienced like what the impact was. But I got that "you ruined the game" question all the time after Mark said it, and it's, now it's kind of tongue in cheek just because you understand there is an influence, and now it's about how can you allow kids to hear the story about the entire journey and not just the finished product.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
That might have been the first time I actually thought about it though, because he was a kid that came to one of our games, got to talk to him. Next thing you know, he's getting drafted, and it's like, oh, he's in that. I'm like, well, no, he's his own player. Like,
but I mean, what Mark didn't realize that he ruined the league too. Now everyone shoots threes now. Everyone. 63s a game, 53s a game. Like,
it's all me.
It's all Steph. It's all Steph.
You were the first. I think you jumped. It was I think it was maybe Stevie Kerr's first year. You jumped 200 threes attempted from one season to the next. 200 threes attempted, and then the league followed. And Dame and Clay and now it's like it's not uncommon for like 3-4 guys on your roster to shoot hundreds of threes this year.
Shot quality is still jury's still out on where the league is, but Bob Meyer was the first one who told me like, yo, you should shoot 15 threes a game. I was like, wait, what? Like,
really?
how? Like, you know how hard it is to get to get 12 good looks up? Like, but he was one of those like, why not? The math says 15 threes for you is great. Like, the whole deal. So you start thinking about it, but
what was it? Was it that conversation? Was it Stevie Kerr? Like, what was the impetus behind taking out 200?
The way that we created shots was a big part of it. The offense that he instilled, where it was a less, traditional pick and roll, less pick on game,
movement,
more
pinch
movement,
post to pass,
all that stuff.
Split
where
game.
you're creating. The concept of all 15 threes, cool, but they're not all created equal in terms of game pressure, the rhythm and flow of how, like, is it one pass shot? Is it the ball's changed side 3 times, then you're coming off and you moved, touched it, got back, relocated. That's a different shot percentage-wise than the exact same shot from the exact same spot on the floor in a different context. So we started to understand that a little bit, and it just catered to my natural style of seeing the game, like to the point of your influence, Reggie. The way that I could get it both ways, on the ball and off the ball. So as crazy as 200 extra threes in the season sounded, it didn't
feel natural.
Like it. Exactly.
Felt like a normal evolution.
100%.
So let's talk about this offense, right? Because you come into it's a pick and roll league, and you're a primary ball handler in profile. You have the handle, you can shoot off the dribble. Yes, you played the 2 in college, but everyone's like, obviously he has a skill set to. Did you feel uncomfortable at all in pick and roll, or were you just like, or was it Steve, or was it both of you? How did it come to like, hey, we're just not going to run a million pick and rolls when the time came?
It was just conversations. Like, I was comfortable with all the different options. Granted, as a ball handler, like your natural tendency is want to be able to make the decisions, like be able to one reading the floor, seeing where the defense is, kind of dictating possessions. But when he came in. And we all know Steve, the way he communicates and the way he kind of approached the job. We were almost a 50-win team when he came in. I was built on a great defensive presence with the guys that we had. He's like, I just want to make a couple tweaks to the way that we're creating shots, and he has the Popovich influence, and he had always referenced Atlanta with Coach Bud when he was down there. and like they were in like the second and third year of trying to, you know, implement this kind of style and leveraging everybody on the floor as a threat offensively. He's like, I just want to help, you know, make those subtle tweaks. So once we got into training camp, he showed a clip of, I can't remember the soccer club, but
Barcelona.
Tiki Taka, right?
Yeah.
And he was talking about that as a philosophy of how we're going to create shots, how we're going to, you know, keep things simple. You know, make the defense have to make a million decisions in a possession so that you can then find the right shot. And
illuminating the Spurs 0.5 stuff
yes,
when they're
0.5
like,
offense.
make a decision at 0.5.
And so once we got in training camp, it took a minute to be comfortable with not calling a play and just letting the ball kind of dictate where you're supposed to be. I love off-ball screens, which as a shooter and a scorer, Coach McKillop at Davidson taught me, you know, you help somebody, you help yourself. And it was a concept of, if I can set a screen and you're guarding me and your goal is to keep the ball out of my hands, you got to make a decision now. Like, you gonna call the switch? Or you gonna stay body tight?
Yeah, my guy gonna be open.
So like sacrificing your body to be able to set screens was a big deal, and that helped kind of optimize Coach Kerr's kind of philosophy because I was involved in pretty much everything, whether it's on ball or off ball. And then from there, you just work on the shots that you're gonna get, and that's the entire team. And so, to the point, out of all of that, I wasn't like I was coming in and saying I have to hit this number of three-point attempts to, you know, maximize what I was doing. It's just that's how it kind of naturally happened.
It's fascinating to me because like the league is so pick and roll heavy for someone with your skill set and your willingness to move so much. That's probably what prevents other teams from playing that style more than anything is someone's willingness to move, to set screens, to be the sacrificial lamb. There's a great stat, I watched a video the other day. Over a certain period of time in your career, your team's rim attempts when you're on the floor are 45% of your shots. That's not from you diming someone at the rim. That's from your movement, chaos. When you're off the floor, it's still pretty high, but it's down to 27%. That's pretty, so your influence is 18 percentage points on rim attempts, and that's not from you. That's just people's respect for your gravity, the game plan of do we switch, do we bump, do we show, like you staying at home, like you talked about screening, they don't want to leave your body. The decisions, we got some clips to pull up here of the finals.
Oh yeah.
He's most dangerous.
I love it.
Doesn't have the ball. He is, as a competitor and as a dear friend now, having guys not truly understand what that means when you're competing against a guy like that, it grinds you in the head. Because it's a natural reaction. It's a natural reaction. The most dangerous guy gives the ball up. The first thing you do is, I did a great job. He is most dangerous when he gives the ball up. And like you just said, that stat right there is really a byproduct of that. 45% of rim attempts when he's on the floor. That means when he's giving the ball up and he's moving and everybody is doing like this to Steph, slip happens. Draymond layup, Iguodala lob, you know, guys, Gary Payton III, dunk. Like, because of that vibration, you know, it's funny to say the ball has energy. Also, player movement has energy as well. And certain guys, like you go back, like you said, Reggie, you know, having energy, himself having energy. Guys are just moving and flowing. And it's a beautiful thing. It's not beautiful when you're playing against them.
It's impossible.
It hurts.
It's impossible.
But as a competitor and someone who kind of like thinks the game as well, it's like, wow, you can appreciate that shit. That shit is like, it's
you know, those
kind of
possessions where like you've been on the sideline as a coach, like when you start clapping, no matter if the shot went in or not, because you know that the possession was just
absolutely.
Those are my favorite like moments when you're watching film. It's like that's just basketball at its best. And be a part of like executing those type of possessions. Those are my favorite. That's when you don't matter who score. Everybody hype. Everybody.
Operation successful, patient dies.
Exactly.
It didn't go in, but that was perfect.
It was beautiful. Everybody clapping.
Operation successful, patient dies. That's hilarious. That's like a classic quote right there.
let's take a look at some of these clips of you guys playing each other. So,
By the way, I haven't seen these clips.
No.
It's cool.
I bet, but in our psychosis, we could probably go back to each of these moments.
Boom.
so like, just first of all, the post to pass. I think it's important for like the casual fan to understand why is a post to pass interesting? Because like you guys, you're not saying let's go to Festus here.
No.
You know, what happens is I'll start and let you guys talk about it.
Yeah.
When you throw the ball in the post, now you've disoriented the defense's vision, right? Instead of everything being in front of them, you're supposed to see man and ball. You almost, it's impossible.
Well, I mean, you say it's the same thing as what the Bulls was doing in the 90s when they
Yes.
would throw the ball into Luke Longley at times. And now the other actions start happening. Chicago screen, pinch post. MJ can come off of it. Scotty can come off. It's the same kind of concept what they were doing. It was just called the triangle. You know, so like you said, as soon as the ball go into the post, now
Action starts.
action begins, and it's like it's controlled chaos.
Yeah.
But those guys know exactly what's going on, but we're just trying to get the chain to move on the defense. You know, and it's when you have threats, you know, on the floor at all times, it can disorient a defense, which it, you know, we would show the first clip of me having to fuck up.
Well,
Is that you guys, Draymond?
You got a few of them.
Yeah,
I was about to say,
I completely.
this is the happiest I've ever been watching this game, by the way. So we the biggest smile on my
But
face.
short in the
watching
post here, Draymond goes to set a split screen.
Yeah.
So Tristan Thompson's probably not supposed to be guarding.
But see, also, this is another piece of it. I can't. So there's 6 seconds on the shot clock, and the reason he's guarding me is probably because something happened.
Switch late ball screen under 8 seconds.
Offensive
maybe,
rebound,
or
something
offensive
happens.
something.
And that's part of the ball and body movement
Yeah.
where you can, again, make the defense have to make multiple decisions to where now, all right, Tristan's guarding me. He's not used to being in a guard spot, which
Just keep
is
playing.
part of our
And that's one of
advantage.
the conversations we had previously about fives guarding pick and rolls.
Yeah.
You know, instead of going one-on-one all the time against the five,
Right.
throw it, chase it,
Yeah.
and let's see what he do.
Yeah, what's he
Smoke
doing?
screen out of it, I smoke screen out of it. I don't even set the screen. They're not used to guarding pick and roll, so let's see what they do. So now having our 5 man who can move his feet. Obviously, he was very well equipped to move his feet. But can he get into pinch post action? That's different, you know.
And he does a good job. He gets into the
Gets
body.
his body.
Yeah.
You know, I think LeBron's trying to play center field here because Draymond, and he's, you know, so what happens though? Come off a hard cut, he sets a screen, and you're so fearful of daylight.
It's my favorite moment that Tristan has to decide,
So
I think I can
fearful
get
of
through
daylight.
this.
And what
And he
else is
did.
tricky for people is that if Tristan runs into the screen or under the screen the way he should on a switch,
Yeah.
there's too much daylight for you there.
Yeah.
So he has to show you to LeBron.
If they're not on the same page, because to the point, if that happened on this possession, Bron read it where you're gonna try to jump that pass to take it away and make us make another decision. But one person's on a different station.
That's it.
It's a wrap.
That's it. And this is the byproduct of it.
So there's the rim attempt, right? And so that's all just out of gravity, fear, game plan busting, movement, and playing post to pass. All right, let's see what we got here. So this is just random basketball right now,
Yes.
right? You come down, you know, people are finding spots, we're gonna move it, you get off the ball, which
Most
is
people I've seen inside the 3-point line in 7 years.
It's been a while, right? It's been a while. Just go back
By
5,
the way,
6 more
oh my
years.
God, 9 guys are inside the three-point line. Dre is the only person outside the three-point line right now.
So like when you come, so that's when a guard goes underneath head underneath the basket. If you're guarding that person, obviously the
coming
antenna's
out.
up,
Yeah.
coming out whichever side. If Shump is trying to stay attached, but I've been moving the whole possession, so unless he's kind of bear hugging, which happens at times, I'm at the advantage because now he's chasing. I'm trying to decide, and to the point where we've been doing a bunch of action where now Bron's trying to decide at what point am I jumping out. I've already guarded 2 actions before, and it's just good timing. And Dre was an unbelievable asset in that sense because it didn't matter. We had 4 ball handlers on the court right now that could make that play, right? Sean could have made it, Draymond could have made it, Andre could have made it. I could have made it if somebody else is in the action. So like that obviously helps. Dre's under control. He knows like something's about to happen. Somebody's about to be.
And that is like one of the things in our league too. Like sometimes that's what makes certain guys like Dre, Iguodala, Rondo, Draymond. It makes some of their superpowers actually worked for them as well, because if you can see right now, we're not pressuring Dre. We're trying to read his eyes, see where he's throwing the ball, and then maybe stunt to the direction of the pass. But also what the flip side is that he can see everything because there's no pressure. Same thing with Rondo. Imagine Rondo up there with Paul and Ray coming off floppy screens, KG and Perk setting the pin downs, and Rondo just up there just like, because no one wants to pressure him.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, they're afraid to pressure him because he's fast, but also they say, okay, well, you can't shoot as well, but his superpower is you not pressuring him. So he can just...
You're giving him time and
You
vision.
can see it all, you know? So I don't know if we were in like, if Steph's underneath and he comes out, we're switching.
Well, I would say
You're in
this.
something because
I'm in something.
you're like,
Yeah.
The first part about this is it's random.
Yeah,
So you're not always certain.
Steph gave the ball up on the left wing
right.
and threw it to Dre, and now it ended up down here.
And did his possum thing.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know what's going on. What am I doing down
popcorn
here?
at halftime? I don't know. I feel like maybe something sweet.
Yeah.
And then
out.
boom. So
I'm
when
out.
he starts to sprint here, head under the basket, playing possum, he sprints. Shump now is in emergency mode because he cannot be, like, this is too much daylight.
There's never a time he's gonna point switch him out. So it's like, or point switch me out. That's
Exactly.
tough.
And so he's on his bike. Now, when you're sprinting that fast to close, it's hard now to read and react.
Yeah.
Right? It's hard to read and react. And so LeBron really should be on the high side here.
Correct.
But he probably feels, if I get on the high side and he fades and we switch, I'm in trouble.
I'm in trouble.
So you're thinking, let me bias my body towards Steph.
There's just certain players in our league, there's just certain guys over the course of the history of the game, no matter what you do, they still have an advantage.
Yeah.